We had about 45 accountants and lawyers and other business advisors in the room last Thursday night. And one of the things that we were talking about is that there is a lot of pressure on businesses at the moment. And obviously, we look at things through the lens of the ATO, but certainly there is a lot of other factors that are sort of I guess, impacting that. We've got Payday Super coming in on the 1st of July just to make things a little bit tougher for businesses. I'd be interested in what you're seeing, because you guys, like us, see a lot of businesses and a lot of the issues. And what are the things you're seeing, at your end when you go into a business that maybe is a solid business, but it's not performing as it should be? And what are some of the levers that you look at?
Well, unsurprisingly, the first thing our CFOs normally look at is cash flow. A forward view of cash flow, gauge how well the CEO or the founder understands the cash requirements of the business. And it is clear that across a lot of our client base, not all of our clients, a lot of our client base is increasing cash pressure. And that's actually in many cases due to top line pressure, right? It's across many different industries. There seems to be often a softening in demand. Right? So the revenue growth flattening or even decreasing, which is just adding to the cash flow pressure in the business.
Without giving away all the secret sauce, because I know you do have a secret sauce, but I'm assuming you'll look at things like, the markets they're in, maybe some markets they shouldn't be in, pricing, that sort of thing. Are they the sorts of things you're looking at?
Yeah, definitely. Because often you'll get, I guess a typical client will be a client that's been growing well, but has started to hit headwinds. Maybe they've started to invest more in further growth, but maybe those investments haven't hit the mark. So they got the double whammy of a top line that's not increasing, but a cost base that is increasing. So first and foremost, we look at the business dynamics. We certainly look at whether they're being efficient in their spend. Is there some opportunity to improve their profit and cash flow outlook through their expenditure? But primarily, we're looking at how they're driving business, which markets they're accessing, how well are they managing their pipeline and their customer experience. What are they doing to be more competitive in the market and drive top line growth?
Great. Yeah, and it's funny because I was at your national conference recently, and certainly a number of your CFOs stood up and talked about some of the success stories that they've had, and they were really quite inspiring, because these are everyday businesses that are going okay. But the turnaround and I don't mean turnaround in the insolvency sense, but turnaround in the real sense, was phenomenal. Can you give me an example of sort of maybe one that's happened recently that can give a real sort of indication of what you guys can achieve?
Yeah, it was one client, a health services client up in the hills, where the founder was suffering top line contraction. And we got in there, one of our most experienced CFOs came in, helped her to understand her cash flow and profitability dynamics, help her to restructure her service providers, her medical professionals in a way that supported further growth. The reaction from her is genuinely emotional and very so much gratitude towards our CFO for making such a difference to her business and to her life.